So now that I've talked to you a little bit about your art, I'm curious, can you share with us a little bit about where this film comes from? Because I'm now kind of hooked on how you build and make things. Yeah.
Okay, the thing is, I'm an actress. So I've done my studies in theater, 4-year classical theater with Stanislavski and Chekhov and Erzy Grotowski and everything, and I worked in theater. And then I worked in film and TV, and then there is something like some energy, like artistic energy in you, and if you don't release it, if you don't have any projects, how it goes like this: if you don't have any projects as an actor, then you are searching for something to like release whatever is inside, because it is building up. If you don't do it, and then it happens a lot. If you're an actor, it happens a lot that you don't have any projects and you have a pause, like several months, or maybe it could be a year or more. So that's how Dress was made. Like I had a pause, and I had this project because I wrote it as a thesis project for my master's degree. Because of COVID, we weren't able to shoot it as a part of thesis. But
what school?
NIFA.
Okay.
NIFA. We had a NIFA squad here. We found about 5 or 6 NIFA members participating one way or another in the festival. So yeah, and I had a script, and I was terrified, by the way, because I haven't done directing or producing. Producing is what scares me most, because it's about organizing stuff, and artistic people mostly don't love that. We would like if someone was taking care of that part, so then we do art. But in this case, I had to do that as well, and I was scared and terrified. But yeah, it's kind of okay. I did it. I did it.
So for those that don't know, can you share with us where you're from and how you got into acting?
Okay, I'm from Georgia, Republic of Georgia. Yes. It's north of Middle East and east of Eastern Europe. How I got into acting, I loved theater from my childhood, but also I loved science, because I come from a family of scientists, like really famous scientists in Georgia. My grandmother was one of the establishers, or establishers of Georgian Astrophysical Observatory. It is located in the mountains of Georgia. And it was one of the best observatories in Soviet times. And I grew up there. And my father worked in Dartmouth College for a couple of years. He is professor of physics, and my mom as well. So when I said I wanted to go study theater, my family was shocked. That's a really soft word for that, but like shocked. And they said, okay, we would agree, but you have to have plan B as well. So you have to. I have already applied for Faculty of Exact Sciences at that point. When I opened up, when I came out as an actor to them, and they said, okay, you have to graduate this as well. Then okay. And I said, okay. And I was studying, I was running back and forth. Like I was doing my physics, math, and astronomy studies. And then I was running to rehearse in theater university. And that was like 2 years I was running back and forth. And I got both degrees. Like I had 2 degrees. One is in exact sciences, and the second one is theater.
Wow. Well, it's like a family of physics. And then you.
And then me, and then I'm a different one. Then in every family, then there is someone who is the craziest one, but they love them most. Like they're like, she's crazy, but we love her. That's how it works.
So I've got to ask with the dress. Was that always the title, first of all? Was it always that?
No, it was
Okay.
working title. Like
Okay.
it was like something about the dress,
Yeah.
and then I said that one, the dress, and then somehow it stick in my mind, and I couldn't come up to anything else. Like I couldn't change it. I don't know. Sometimes it happens that sometimes like you're pregnant and you're gonna have a baby, and you cannot come up to a name,
Yeah.
and then you start to call a baby some name, and then you cannot change it because in your mind and in your perception you already named it. That's what happened with the dress. And by the way, that happens with the films as well. I know that all of like directors and artists or actors say that we love critic, but then it feels like exactly like someone is criticizing your child, and that's a horrible thing. Like you're saying, yeah, thank you for your thoughts. I really appreciate it. And then you go, no, it's painful.
So I'm curious, what made you submit to Tallgrass?
I was researching a little small interest in festivals, not the fancy ones, but the places where you can meet people, like usual people, not really like A-listers and stars, but just to socialize and meet people, because we were closed for 3 years in like 4 walls and we didn't do anything. And I had a feeling that I wanna go somewhere where people enjoy doing art and enjoy talking about it and excited about it. So yeah, I told that to my to Cricket Rumley. She's a department, film festival department chair in New York Film Academy. And she said, you know what, I think you should submit to Tallgrass. And she said, by the way, I'll be there. And I said, what are the chances that we meet there? And she said, yeah, let's see. And then I got here and I called her and she screamed. I said, I got into Tallgrass. And now we're partying together and we take selfies. That's fun.
That's so interesting. I'm curious, how much have you enjoyed your time in Wichita? I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's my first time being anywhere else than LA or New York.
Yeah.
I have not seen anything in the U.S. so far. I didn't have a pleasure to do. I didn't have a time to do it, and because I was studying, then COVID hit, we were closed, and then I was doing this short film for 1 year. I didn't leave I was doing post-production mostly myself, so I didn't go to see anything in here. This is my first place to see, and I'm enjoying it. People are so lovely, and everyone is so friendly. I was a little surprised and taken aback a little bit when I asked someone something and they said, no problem, I'll show you. And they followed me and showed me direction and made sure I was okay. And I was like, is this normal here? No, I'm loving it. I'm coming next year for sure. Just to watch stuff, even if I don't have a project.
So now that you've written, directed, and produced, do you want to do that again?
Oh yeah, I met a couple of really interesting people who really encouraged me to do that, because I have some projects in my mind. I actually have outlines for 2 features, and I was really afraid to do that. But they encouraged me. They said, yeah, you're right, you have it, you should write it. And the other thing is, when you're really into filmmaking, at some point, doesn't matter what position you're working, you want to tell the stories. You want to tell stories. And then it's not like I want to do acting and all other people would do another job. Some ideas are popping into your mind as well, and you want to release them. You want to tell them to somebody, maybe somebody who could write a script or somebody who could direct it, and you're constantly in search of fellows, friends, or crew members who would work on some stories with you, because all of us have some different stories. We all have some stories we want to tell. It's like, if you know how to tell it, or you don't know, and then if you don't know, then you have to find a person who would help you to make it happen.
Growing up in Georgia, I know you're surrounded by, doctors, basically. I'm curious, though, what were your first interactions with TV or film? Like, do you have a favorite film back from when you were younger? I mean, what caught your eye to even getting into acting?
Georgia is, we had really nice filmmaking and theater traditions in Georgia. Still, Georgian Theater School is one of the strongest in post-Soviet space. And in Europe also, a lot of our theater directors, are invited to do different projects in national theaters all over the Europe. And but not film. It's like more theater country. We love theater, and every person has their favorite film or favorite theater show, and they would rewatch it again and again in every season. And it plays a little differently. We have a little different theater structures. So there are a specific group of actors who work in the theater in specific building. Like each building of theater has its own crew. Like maybe it could be 100 or 150 people, and specific crew of directors who do. And then each theater has its own style because of that. It's not like different companies going around different theaters, but they are based in that theater. So each theater has its style. And then when you're choosing, like if you have a holiday and you want to go with friends or just enjoy some art, you would go through theaters and choose it by that. Like, it's nice. We have nice theater tradition.
What was your favorite theater?
I don't have favorite one. I love a lot of them, but my favorite play would be, if I have to really choose one, then it would be Marjanishvili Theater, director Temur Chkheidze, and the performance is called Art, like Art dash Art, but if you put it in translation, in Georgian version, it sounds like Art, then dash, and Art in Georgian, how it sounds in Georgian. Wow. So it's kind of translation of art from English to Georgian. That's the name of the show. It's brilliant one. I have watched it like more than 10 times, I guess.
Wow.
And unfortunately, Mr. Temur Chkheidze passed away this year, and I'm feeling so sad that I haven't watched the last performance. Oh, sorry, I said the wrong thing. I meant not the director, but the main actor, Misha Gomishvili, passed away this year. So I don't think we will be able to revive that performance again, because it's based on three best friends, and we lost one of them. So. But we have recordings. So.
Well, thank you for sharing that one. You talk about having some scripts kind of on the forbear. What is next for you? What are you hoping to do next?
I'm hoping to finish script one of them. And I'm hoping, I actually found some fellow filmmakers here who are really keen to hear some script about Georgia, because the story is kind of half Georgian, half American, and that kind of sounds interesting. So if I'm able to finish that project, that would be awesome. Like, I just want to tell stories. Like, I cannot do anything else. I can work any job in this world. Like, and I can be a scientist or I can be a truck driver, but it's just, then at some point I would explode of this build up in me. So I have to release it time after time.
Love that. Well, thank you for making the dress, or just dress. It has been a pleasure to chat with you as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was my first try, so next one will be better. I promise.